Hello, this is Steve Cook. Oh, I don't need these on, do I now? No, right. This is Steve Cook. I'm just doing this little video for you to show you how to install Windows 7 in VirtualBox. Forgive my scruffy appearance, I've been decorating. I'm renovating a house at the moment. Right, I'll move my down there. Okay, so assuming you've already installed VirtualBox, I'll just open it up. Right, ignore the ones I've got there already, I'm going to make a new one. So the first thing you do is you go to, before you do anything, just make sure the following's true. Go to System, Admin, Users and Groups, go to Manage Groups and look for VirtualBox, VBox Users. Double click it and make sure that your name is in there. It should be, so that's fine. But just make sure that is true. Okay, okay. If you even go in there, it asks you to authenticate in case you've done any changes. Right, okay, so let's assume that's all true. Go to VirtualBox. Yours will be empty here because you've got nothing in there, but let's pretend that's empty. Go to New, and I'm going to type New win7 because obviously you just type win7 or whatever you wanted in there. It should automatically detect what it is here, but if it isn't, go down and make sure you've picked the right one. Click Next. It's going to ask you what memory size you want, that's the RAM. Okay, what you do is, give it whatever you can afford to give out of your system. I've got a maximum of 8 gig on my machine, so I'm going to give this, 2.7 gig. If you've got 4 gig, give it a couple of gig. Okay, click Next. It says Create Virtual Hard Disk Now. Leave that alone. Click Create. Leave it on VDI, VirtualBox Disk Image. Leave it at that. That's fine. Click Next. Leave it as dynamically allocated. I could explain what all these things are, but you don't need to know at this stage in your Linux career. Dynamically allocated is fine. That means it doesn't take up too much space, unless it's needed. Click Next. Right, it's now asking you how big you want this to be. I'm going to say 100 gigs. Now you might think, what? 100 gigs used up of your hard drive? The point is, by being dynamically allocated, it won't use 100 gigs. It will use only what Windows takes up. But as you add more programs into Windows, it will allow the virtual drive to be expanded up to the maximum that you set here. So I put 107 gigs on, but the truth is, a new installation of Windows is, what is that, 3-4 gigs? That's all it'll take. It'll just increase. It gives me the scope to increase it if I wanted to. So any number arbitrarily here doesn't matter as long as it's dynamically allocated. If you did fixed before and you set it 107, it would take up 107 gig. So that's why you should always leave it dynamically allocated. So now we know. Okay, click Create, and there it is. Okay, now before I double click that, I'm going to go to Settings, and what I'll do now is I will General, leave that alone, and leave all these alone. Go to System, that's fine, you don't need to worry about that, but there it is. Display, that does matter. It usually settles at a really tiny amount. Now I've got 128, I've got a massive GPU, so I'm going to give it 128 gigs, 128 meg GPU on this virtual graphics driver. You want it to be at least, 64, something like that, but I'm going to give it 128 megs. I'm also going to accelerate 3D acceleration, enable 3D acceleration. That's a good idea to do that. Storage. Now, this is where you need to get hold of your ISO. If your Windows 7 is on a real CD, then what you'll need to do here is go to, right, I'm hoping that you've lifted your ISO off a CD and burnt it to an ISO image on your hard drive. If you haven't, don't worry, I will show you how to do that after this. I'm going to do this on the assumption that you've done that, because it's kind of easier. for the minute. So it's empty, and what I'll do here is, that's my CD drive, my virtual CD drive. I'm going to go to choose a virtual optical drive, and I'm going to navigate to where I know I've saved a Windows 7 ISO. MS ISOs, Windows 7 64-bit. There you go, that'll do. I'll do that one. Okay, so now that's loaded in the virtual CD drive. Leave audio alone, leave network alone. These are the things we can do later where you can make shared folders, but we don't need to worry about that yet. So that's it for that now. Click OK. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, I'm going to start it, and it looks like this. Okay, and what it's doing now is, now it's exactly like inside here, it's Windows, so you don't need explaining what happens here. It's just the standard stuff, you know. You just install it in the normal way, so I'm not going to show you that. You'll do it to the end, and it'll take as long as it normally does to install Windows, and then it'll ask you to shut down the machine, and you'll have the start button, and you'll shut it down just like you normally would. And then when it restarts, it will restart as Windows. Now, I'm just going to close that down now, and not carry on with that installation anymore. Let's pretend that we've installed it, and there it is. Let's pretend it's that one, and it's just been installed. What you do now is, if you start it, it will actually open as Windows. It does that because I closed it down incorrectly. I cold shut it down last time. Oh god, it's doing updates. Here we go. Thought it wasn't going to behave itself then. Right. So, where are we? Please wait, blah blah blah. Configuring updates. Oh right, it would decide to do updates. Yeah, so this is an outdated version of Windows. Yeah, go away. Ask me later, right? Yeah, whatever. Right, there we are. Here's Windows. Now, what you can do is you can go View, Full Screen, and it looks like that. And it's just standard. Oh, well, I should say I've actually installed. Ignore that. That's not nothing wrong with VirtualBox. That's my version of Windows. Oh, will you go away? Basically, what you've got here is I've installed. I forget what this is called. It's a skin that goes over Windows 7, makes it act like it's Classic Shell. It's called. That's right, Classic Shell. But this is Windows 7. I promise you, it is Windows 7. Windows 7 Home Preview. That's basically it. There's more to know. There's much more to know, but that will do you for now. So that will get you going. If you get that far, which I've no doubt you will, then I will then show you how to connect up to real world peripheral devices that are on your host, like printers and stuff like that. Then it's not hard to do. You go back into settings. That's when you could add a CD, a real CD player. Actually, I'll show you that now. Watch this. If you don't have that ISO file and you want to do it from your real CD player, if you go to settings and you go to where is it? How do you do it? Is it serial ports? Network audio storage? Is it add? No, it's not that. Storage. Is it? Add an optical drive. No, I'm going to show you how to make an ISO file, it's easier. Right, okay, that'll do for now. Right, I'm going to close this video down now. So, simple screen recorder, save